Hello dear students, now we will see the last case of a force exerted by a jet on a moving flat plates. Okay, in earlier lecture we discussed about perpendicular case. The plate was perpendicular to the jet and it was moving. Then we discussed inclined moving flat plate, okay, which was inclined to the jet. Now in this we will discuss the third case, that is of a series of plates. So this is force exerted, case number 3, force exerted by the jet on a series of plates. Okay. So what you see here is flat plates. There are multiple flat plates mounted on a periphery of a wheel, which are rigidly mounted and they have equal distance between them. So these are mounted at equidistance along the periphery of the wheel. The wheel is supported on the shaft. So this is the shaft over here. Okay. And these plates, of course, the shaft will be supported in the bearings, right, and the wheel is free to rotate. Then as usual we have a horizontal pipe with a nozzle, and we know this, the pipe and the nozzle will be fixed. Okay, it is always fixed. The nozzle will produce a high kinetic energy jet with absolute velocity capital V, and the jet is directed to hit on the plate. So the arrangement is done in such a way that the jet will strike on one plate at a time. Okay, jet will strike on a one plate at a moment. That is how the distance between the plates is adjusted. So what happens is, in actual engineering applications, a large number of plates are mounted on the circumference of a wheel at a fixed distance apart, as we see in the figure, right. The water jet strikes a plate and exerts force on the plate, which causes the wheel to rotate. Okay. As the wheel rotates, the second plate mounted on the wheel appears before the jet, and the force acts on the second plate. Thus each plate appears successively before the jet, which exerts a tangential force on each plate. Actually the force is perpendicular on the plate, but it is tangential on the wheel. Okay. The force is exerted on each plate, causing rotation of the wheel. With angular velocity, suppose omega. Okay. So here rotation of the wheel is important from engineering point of view. In our earlier cases we have seen a single flat moving plate, single perpendicular moving plate and impact of jet on it, and the second case was single inclined flat plate moving in the direction of the jet, and the force is exerted by the jet on the plate. In those two cases the work is not produced continuously. Okay, because after some time what happens is, the plate is going to move away at quite a farther distance, so that the jet will not be able to hit the single moving plate. Thus, because our nozzle is fixed, right, the position of nozzle is fixed, so thus we are not going to get a continuous work output from a single moving plate examples. That's why we have considered this series of plates. Okay, let capital V be the absolute velocity of the jet. small d be the diameter of the jet. So therefore area is pi by 4 d square. This is cross sectional area of the jet. Small u be the velocity of the flat plate. At the time of impact, we can consider this velocity as a linear velocity, or actually small u becomes a peripheral velocity of the wheel. Okay, and rho be the mass density of the water. For a given wheel, the plates will continuously intercept the jet, unlike a single moving plate, and hence in this case the plates will always be in contact with the jet. That is important. The plates will always be in contact with the jet. It means the energy of the jet is not wasted, as we have seen in single moving plate. There will be continuous impact on the multiple plates, successive plates. Therefore, the mass of water per second, that is mass flow rate of a jet per second striking the series of plates, is given as mass flow per second is equal to rho into A into capital V in kg per second. Please note this, mass flow rate of jet is calculated as rho, that is density, into volume flow rate. Volume flow rate is area of a jet into capital V. Capital V is absolute velocity of jet. In a single moving plate, the mass flow rate was given as rho into A into V minus U, in bracket V minus U. So that relative velocity was taken for calculating mass flow rate in a single moving plate. But for a series of plates, we always calculate mass flow rate with the absolute velocity of jet. So this should be noted very well. Unit will be kg per second. Also, the jet strikes the plate here also with a relative velocity. Though the plates are continuously intercepting the jet, but still the effective velocity with which the jet strikes the one plate at a time is nothing but V minus U, absolute velocity V minus peripheral velocity of the plate or the wheel. So that is V minus U, that is relative velocity of impact. So jet strikes the plate with a relative velocity, that is equal to V minus U. Okay. So applying impulse momentum principle in a x direction, that is the jet direction, the force exerted by the jet in the direction of jet, that is nothing but x direction. We know the formula, Fx is equal to mass per unit time, mass flow rate per unit time of a jet into bracket initial velocity of the jet in jet direction minus final velocity of the jet in the jet direction, that is x direction. So here it is V1x, this one is V2x. So Fx is equal to rho AV into this rho W, W for water. So rho of water, density of water into AV, rho AV mass flow rate into initial velocity in jet direction is initial velocity of jet in x direction is V minus U, that is relative velocity, minus final velocity in the jet direction. Now after impact, the final velocity of the jet in the x direction is absent. Why? Because after the impact, the jet will get diverted and it will flow parallel to the plate like this. So after the impact, there is no flow in the x direction. It will be along the surface of the plate. So that's why final velocity is taken as 0. V2x is 0. So the formula of Fx is rho AV into V minus U. Okay. This is the formula. force exerted by jet on series of flat plates, rho AV into V minus U. Thus, we can calculate the work done by the jet on the series of plates per second. How? The work done is given by the product of force exerted on the series of plates Fx into the distance moved by the plates per unit time. It means peripheral velocity small u. So it is product of force into displacement of the body. Body means here plates. So Fx into u. So rho AV into V minus u into again small u. This is work done per unit time by the jet on the series of plates. The unit will be Newton meter per second. Now, the kinetic energy of the jet supplied by the nozzle can be given by a formula, usual formula 1 by 2 m into v square. This is our very common formula learnt in 12th standard. Kinetic energy of the jet per second. Why per second? Because the mass m here is actually mass flow rate. Because we are dealing with a continuous stream of the flow of the jet. So we don't call it as only mass of the jet. It is actually mass per unit time, mass per second of the jet. It is mass flow rate. That's why kinetic energy automatically becomes per unit time. So it is rate of kinetic energy, 1/2 mv square. So that is equal to 1/2 into mass flow rate is written as rho AV into V square. Please make sure this kinetic energy is supplied by the nozzle, and it is supplied at the opening of the nozzle here, just outside the opening of the nozzle. This is the location where kinetic energy is supplied. So just at the opening of the nozzle, the velocity of jet is absolute velocity. So that's why mass flow rate is calculated always with absolute velocity as far as kinetic energy concept is concerned. So it is 1/2 rho AV into V square. So that is 1/2 rho A V cube, the formula of kinetic energy of jet. So having calculated the rate of work done and the rate of kinetic energy, we can calculate efficiency of the jet as a ratio of output to the input. This is common. Efficiency is output upon input. So what is output? Output is the ratio of work done per second by the jet, right? To the input is kinetic energy of the jet per second. Input for this phenomenon of a series of plates is kinetic energy of the jet per second. So therefore efficiency is output effect upon input energy. That is nothing but rate of work done divided by rate of kinetic energy. So putting both formulae over here and simplifying this, you will get formula of efficiency, that is 2u into V minus u divided by V square. A very simple step. 2u into V minus u upon V square. You just have to cancel rho A from the numerator and denominator and velocities over here. Okay. Next is condition for maximum efficiency. So this formula gives you the efficiency of a series of plate, or efficiency of the system, or efficiency of the jet. Now let us try to find condition when the efficiency will be maximum. So for a given jet velocity capital V, for a given absolute velocity of jet capital V as a constant, the efficiency will be maximum when d eta upon du is equated to 0. This is how we get the condition. For a given absolute velocity of jet, that is constant velocity capital V, The efficiency will be maximum when you derivate d eta, you derivate efficiency with respect to vane velocity or plate velocity du and equate it to 0. So, derivate this formula 2u of v minus u upon v square du by du of this entire bracket equal to 0. So, the derivation of numerator is 2v minus 4u upon v square equal to 0. Capital V is constant. Now, here 1 by v square is not equal to 0. Why? Because v is constant. So, that is why this is not equal to 0. It means the other term 2v minus 4u is equal to 0. So, therefore, small u is equal to v, capital V by 2. So, this is the condition for maximum efficiency. What is that? The condition is peripheral velocity of the wheel is equal to half of absolute velocity of the jet. This is the condition of maximum efficiency for series of plates. Okay? Thus, you can put this condition in the formula of efficiency of jet and you will get maximum efficiency. Can be calculated obtained by substituting u equal to v by 2 in this equation A, efficiency of jet. So, put it eta max is equal to 2 v by 2 into v minus again v by 2 divided by v square, bracket complete over here. Simplify this. So, v will get cancelled. It is a very simple step and this is equal to 1 by 2. Velocities get cancelled or 50%. 1 by 2 means 50%. So, this is what is understanding here is this is the upper limit of efficiency that can be obtained with a series of flat plates mounted on periphery of the wheel and a jet striking on these plates successively. Okay, this is the maximum possible efficiency that can be obtained for a given system of a series of flat plates, okay, provided on the periphery of the wheel. So, that is 50%. It is the upper limit of efficiency. Okay. Thank you.